In the name of God, the most merciful and the most compassionate. Hi everyone, how you doing? The Son and I bid you a warm welcome filled with hopes and dreams. How emotions are used in advertising. How advertisers are selling with emotion. %90 of human decisions are made based on emotions. Humans use logic to justify their actions to themselves and others. How to use psychological theories to persuade. The only way to get the best of an argument is to avoid it. Show respect for the other person's opinions. Never say you are wrong. While stats and facts can be valuable, emotions are more persuasive in our irrational minds. Once you make someone feel something through trigger words or storytelling, you can connect with them. Once you connect with someone, you can more easily persuade them to take the action you want them to. The more emotional a word was, the more likely participants were to associate it with persuasion, and the quicker they did so. We all like to think we are totally rational decision makers, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Emotion plays a critical role in helping us make rational decisions. How emotions are used in advertising. Emotional advertising is used to drive connection and awareness. People have several core emotions, and emotional advertising seeks to draw on these feelings. While we all like to think we are logical, most of our decisions are deeply influenced by emotion. Most marketers use dogs since they are the most relatable human pets. How emotions are used in advertising. Number one, happiness. Brands that use people who are smiling and laughing along with their friends and family are trying to trigger a happy emotional reaction in customers. This positivity increases interest in a product and in the ad itself. From there, dig into your customer's behavior. Use heat maps, Google Analytics, and other tools to understand how visitors behave on your site. Number two, sadness. Advertising is not always about connecting to positivity. If you have seen many ads, you will know that there is a trend of emotional content that moves people to tears. These ads are not trying to make a consumer sad. Instead, they are focused on creating inspiration and showing people what they are capable of. These ads tend to include heartbreaking storylines that show people overcoming obstacles and recognizing the struggles that people face. Dogs are always there for you when you need them. How sadness impacts decision making. Number one, you make decisions more slowly. Sadness fogs your brain and makes even the most routine decisions more difficult. Two, you make decisions based on short-term gains. When you are sad, you seek happiness as quickly as possible, regardless of the long-term implications. Dogs can be humorous, and in several cases, their comic effect and cuteness can grab the attention of everyone. How sadness impacts decision making. Anybody who has watched commercials on TV lately will recognize this formula. We meet a character, a grizzled dad, or an adorable baby. Then, at some measure of adversity, the music turns hopeful, and then there is an emotional conclusion. As your tears roll, hopefully, you are then hit with the tagline. This type of marketing is called advertising, and it's everywhere. In marketing parlance, a lion stands for strength and courage. A horse exudes freedom, and a dog represents loyalty. Why I said Bobby Face is a great marketing strategy. People go nuts for babies and bobbies. Cats are ready too. So when you use a sad Bobby Face in your advertising, it gets people to look. That's supporting your marketing strategy. They question why the Bobby Cat baby looks so sad. Also using a Bobby Cat baby playing with a cute toy works well for attracting the attention of casual observers. When you add a cute picture, people at least see your advertisement. And if you have done it right, your brand name is right there next to the cute puppy, so people can't look at the puppy without seeing your brand name. After seeing the image of the sad puppy, one, you make a connection with the dog shelter. Two, you understand why they are passionate about protecting animals. Three, you accept that animals need to be protected. Four, you are more willing to take the next step to help protect them. For many people, simply seeing images of friendly dogs evokes warm feelings and in turn makes the advertisement more memorable. Three, source. First, people tend to look for information that confirms their existing attitudes. If you give them information that goes against what they already think, they will often find a way to dismiss it. Psychologists call this confirmation bias. Four, how is fear used in marketing? Four steps. Step one, make a reader know they are vulnerable to a threat. Example, nearly 30% of all homes have evidence of the damage as a result of a termite infestation. Step two, let the reader know that since they are vulnerable, they should take action to reduce their vulnerability. Example, since termites can cause long-term damage, it's up to you to protect your home. Emotional marketing is messaging that companies use to target specific human emotions and persuade consumers. Step three, let them know about a specific action they can take to protect themselves from the risk. Example, we offer a complete home inspection that will ensure your home is free of termites. Step four, challenge people to take this specific action. Example, call us today to schedule your home inspection. I like this process because it gives us a direct, sensitive way of naming a fear and then offering a path toward safety and stability. That path toward safety and stability is key. Good marketers want to love, not fear, to drive their messaging. And that is just what they are doing when they point out the pitfalls that could harm their customers and then show them a better way. Emotional advertising can be used to elicit an emotional response such as happiness, fear, or anger in a consumer, which means that the ad has a good chance of being remembered. Five, emotional design. Three main factors go into emotional design: font, color, images. Font. A clear, readable font is considered more trustworthy and more often interpreted as fact. Different font style can also create different emotions subconsciously. Color. Color is powerful. However, color is not a magic bullet. Using yellow as your primary color will not automatically make visitors happier. Color, like font, must be combined with other elements to create a coherent emotional story. Persuasive strategies, ethos, develops a speaker's credibility. Logos evokes a rational cognitive response from the audience. Pathos evokes an emotional response from the audience. Images. An image of a very sad woman. Your donation will save lives. On any donation page, where is your attention directed? An image of a very sad woman. If you are like most people, the woman's gaze will direct your attention to the donation form. Now consider the look on her face, concern, resolve, or dignity. In the few milliseconds before your focus shifts to the form, you are already primed to feel empathy. Also note the use of a high contrast and reassuring color to direct your attention to the phrase, your donation will save lives. Two main factors go into emotional copywriting. Trigger words. Trigger words are commonly associated with specific emotions. When read, they subconsciously trigger those emotions. Storytelling. Our brains respond well to stories. It's much easier to make an emotional connection to a protagonist than to a company. Used effectively, emotional advertising can lead to more social shares and product purchases. I have surrendered to the Lord of the Worlds. بريك عليك سيد أبو المال.